Hello everyone, this is RisingFunGaming here. Today we're going to go through how to connect online in Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Switch in Japanese. This is going to be useful for those of you that have imported the game and need some help navigating through the Japanese menus. There's a lot to get through, so let's get cracking. Press ZL to bring up the communications menu. Top option here is to connect, bottom is to disconnect. Let's connect. Okay, next page we've got two main areas here, local and online. First option here is to make a local lobby. After that is search for local lobby. Then we've got make online lobby, search for online lobby, friend list, and then search for lobby by code. For the friend list, if you click A on this, you'll see any friends that may be on or offline. At current here, we've got Ivo here who is offline, hence it being grayed out. And of course, if we go in this option, we can just enter the unique code of the lobby that you're searching for, should you want to. Alright, so for the most part, making lobbies in local and online are going to bring you the same options. What we'll do in this video is go through the online one, because in comparison to local, it'll have extra options, but it shouldn't have options that local does not, I believe. So let's get cracking on that one. We've got two pages presented here. Okay, so first option is to specify which hunting hall you'd like to make your lobby in. By default here for me at my current point in the game is the tavern, the online tavern that has quests up to G rank. This is what I want to use, but for example we can go back and see that you can also specify the high rank lobby. This is the Y Academy, or what is it, the Wyvern Research hunting hall area. After that, so this is my default option. After that to the right, we've got the high rank hall, but you can specify whether you'd only want people using Switch to play with you. And you can do the same for the tavern, should you want to. Okay, up next you can name the lobby here. Now, there's quite a few generic ways you could name the lobby for things like, you know, I want to break a specific part of X monster, etc, etc. I'm not going to use this part of the tutorial to go through some of that language, but if you stick around to the end of the tutorial, I will go through some generic terms which will be useful to you. In preparation for that though, you will not have by default this Japanese keyboard unless you've got a Japanese Switch, I would believe. So you can go down here to the language options, scroll down, it's just past the Russian, is it? There. And go to the fourth Japanese option here. If you would like to mimic what I'm going to do at the end of the video, pick this one, okay? So we'll just quit out of this one for now. Up next you can specify the target of the quest. We're going to have 10 pages. Most pages are just going to be monster names, and we'll subtitle those with the English underneath of those. But the first page we're going to vocally translate the top half here. So the first default option here is nothing specified. Then we've got mining, fishing, bug catching, small monster hunting, and gathering. Then we've got egg and rock runs for this one. After that is monster names. So we've got Azaros, Deviant Azaros, Acantor, etc. We'll just go through the 10 pages now. It's going to have the subtitles of what monster names they are in English. If you've learnt the katakana syllabary, the phonetic syllabary of Japanese, you'll be able to read the monster names. It's something that you can learn in anywhere from 2 days to a week at a minimum. So I would suggest trying to do it, because it'll definitely help you out here. If not, you can use this guide, you can use the English wiki, or you can use Kiriniko, because I believe they've got the monster names in English side by side with the Japanese. I know they definitely do in the wiki at the very least. Up next we've got further specifications which you can put on your lobby, and we'll just translate these vocally. First we've got no specification. We've got hunting or slaying, tournament quests or arena quests rather. We've got gathering, egg collection, and quests where you otherwise have to collect X amount of things and put it back into the red chest in camp. Then we've got 1-star quests and so on, the different numbers and G numbers. Low rank quest, G rank quest, high rank quest, high difficulty quest you can specify, event quest, elder dragon hunting quest, deviant quest, deviant quest, hyper quest, this is a marathon quest, Prowler quest, and Villager request quests. Okay. You can specify the lower limit of HR that you want your people joining the lobby to be. So I could do like 10, for example. This is the higher limit, obviously. You can restrict the number of people anywhere from 2, 3, up to 4. So we'll choose 2, for example. Okay, so whilst you can advertise your lobby with the specifications for lower limit HR and lowest number of people you want in the lobby, this is not going to be enforced. People of lower HR than 10 and up to 4 people can still come into your lobby unless you specify to enforce these rules in this option here. By default it says no, it's not enforced. Go over to the right, now it's enforced. Next we've got password. There are 3 options here. By default there's no password. To the right you can set a password but your friends will not require it. And then finally your friends will require it. Next we'll quickly look at the second page of options. This presents us with 4 separate lines which we can use to input some preset messages to further specify the details of the lobby. This is used by an extreme minority of people and I don't usually bother with it. So I would probably recommend you don't really care about this at all, but for completionist's sake I'm going to go through some of the presets here just to give you an idea of what's out there. So we'll make this really quick because there's lots here. Okay, so there's 5 pages of it and most of it's just you wouldn't bother, but as an example we've got no setting, we've got anyone's welcome to come, let's hunt and let's chat as well, let's have some relaxed fun times together, even if you don't chat I can welcome you to the party, I also welcome newbies, things like that. I've only got a small amount of time to play. I don't really want to go through much of this, but there is 1 or 2 that are kind of good, so we will go over that. And I believe the one that's really good is here on the 4th page, and it's on the left, the 4th one down. This one says I'm aiming to get the rares, the rare materials. This is going to be useful. That one will be a nice one to put in. Apart from that, really, I wouldn't really bother, honestly. You can specify enough otherwise. So that's just a brief introduction to the second page. Okay, let's move on and go online. Okay, if we put that there and we go to make the lobby, it's going to prompt us with the password. You can put in a password and then pressing the plus will make the lobby. Okay, so that's how to make a lobby and specify it the way that you'd like. We didn't specify the monster names and things like that, but just remember to refer back to what I said before, should you want to specify a monster name, etc. We're going to disconnect here by pressing ZL and going down to the disconnect option here, pressing left and then selecting Hi, which is your Japanese confirmatory yes. Okay, so this time we're going to search for the lobby. ZL, top menu, collect, top option rather, to connect. Then search for the internet online lobby here. Alright, so for the most part these specifications are going to be exactly the same. So we've got the lobby area, high rank, G rank 1, etc, etc. I'm going to, for example, search for the hyper Rathalos. Let's do that. Okay, so I go to page 10, there's Rathalos. Next option will specify here for hyper. If you want, you can specify the HR. I'm not going to bother. Up next, we've got the option of searching for lobbies that also have people in the middle of a quest. Maybe you want this, maybe you don't want it. By default, it does not search for lobbies with players that are currently out in a quest. But if you should want it, you can just go along and select that option. I'm going to leave the default. And then again here, this one is for password. You can search for lobbies that have password or not. By default, it's not. You can go along to turn that on if you'd like. But let's keep the default. Then we'll go straight down here. Okay, so as you can see, there is a lobby here. It's got 3 out of 4 hunters in it. It says the host has sword and shield. It has his name over to the right and his HR. And then he's got the lobby name there, GQ. Okay, this section here is just showing you all of the specifications that they've put on the lobby to the left, and then you've got a box to the right which shows the people that are currently in the hall. And then below that we've got the blue writing there, the quest, the current condition of the quest, for lack of a better word. If the quest has been posted, the quest name will come up underneath that, so that can be useful if you're trying to go for a very specific quest. And then it'll also show whether the hunter, or at least the leader of the lobby, is out in the quest at present, or whether they've just sort of posted it and just about to go out. As we chose the default option of not to search for lobbies where people are currently out there, that information won't come up. Okay, so we could press A to join if it's not full by now. And then what we'll do before we quickly hop out of this one, because I don't intend to fight with them, we'll just show some default greetings that you can do. Then I'll quickly drop, and then I'll translate all of the default greetings and communication presets that they have in the game. Okay, we've connected. So the first thing you want to do is press ZR for your chat, and then the first option, top of the page, page 1, is to say Yoroshiku onegaishimasu, which means just hello. It's a very polite way to say it, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say. Actually, I'll leave that and then I'll drop. I don't want to waste their time too much here by being dead weight, whilst they could get a 4th member in. That would be rude. Okay, so it's nice that it's by default on the first page here to say hello, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. What I'll do now is just vocally translate all of the default preset messages here. Okay, so the first one here is hello, how you doing? We've got thank you, good job, I'm sorry. This one is literally don mai, which means don't mind. It's a nice little bit of English, or English rather, which you can use to say, usually to say don't worry about the cart that just took place. It's used during that, or maybe if you made any other mistake by accidentally, I don't know, setting a bomb off or something. This one is congratulations. This one is, oh damn, I made a mistake. This one is very commonly used. You use this at the end of a hunt. It says basically GG, good work. This one is obviously the bottommost default communication option here on the first page. Okay, top of second page we've got I'm laying a trap, I'm seeking a ride, I'm trying to mount it, placing a bomb, a strong attack is incoming. So I guess you could use this when a Teostra is just about to do a Nova or something like that. This one says, come with me, come along with me. I will use my hunter art now. This one's very useful. This one says, let's capture it. Let's capture the monster. So very, very useful, especially if you're running Cap Guru on a Cap quest. This one says, I will retire, I will quit. This is used specifically for quitting when you're out in the quest. It's nothing to do with hopping out of the lobby, because there's another preset language option for that, which we'll go through right at the end here. We're at the third page here. At the top it says I'm going to use a meal ticket. After that I'm going to change my equipment. Feel free to post whatever quest you'd like. I will take the quest, I believe that means. Then we've got I need a drink. So if you get a cool or hot drink out in the field, please use this one. You might get someone to help you out. This one says please wait a second, please wait for me. This one says alright, I'm ready to go. My preparations are complete. And this final option here is saying that I will drop now. I will drop from the lobby. Okay? Alright, so in the second part of this video we're going to make a few generic names for any lobby that we might want to make, and these should serve you for the most part, so let's get in. So this is the section where we name it. We're going to obviously delete. Alright, so before we do anything, just a quick note on how Japanese keyboards work, I guess. What you'll notice upon pressing a few buttons here, you'll see that the text is in red. That's because you're spelling out words that are going to have Chinese characters in them, and you've got the predictive text coming up. So upon selecting a predictive word, it'll go to black and it'll confirm it. Then you can go along and make a different word should you want to. Let's go ahead and delete those. Now words are composed of Chinese characters, and of course these are hiragana characters, which is one of the phonetic syllabaries. If you just want a word or a particle that has just this hiragana stuff down here, you'll notice that it's in red. You can press the cross button, or the square, or the plus button rather, and it'll make it black, and then you can move on to a different word should you want to. Okay, so that's just what that's all about. So now let's get into making some specific sentences. First up, we're going to make some sentences about requiring a specific break, or aiming for a specific break. We're going to use one of the shortest sort of sentences possible, so that you don't have to be entering too much. So it's going to be like quick, pretty easy to understand, I would hope, sentences. So first up, we want to break the head, for example. So you want to go a, ta, ma, predictive kanji there. Then you want to do no, press plus. Then hakai, ha, ka, i, predictive text up to here. Here, boop. Go to o, press plus. And then you could do ne, ra, u, and then predictive text here. So that's a very basic way to build a sentence in Japanese. It's got enough information in there saying that you're aiming to break the head. Okay, so say we want to break the wings, we can keep the exact same thing except change the first kanji here. So press L to get over there, press B to delete that. And then for wings you want tsubasa, so tsu, that is wa. You want to put something called 10-10 on it by pressing this once, boop, and then sa, and then predictive text over here that says tsubasa no hakai o narao, so literally wings break, aim for, basically. Okay. In a similar way, we could go for the tail cut. You could just get rid of tsubasa and put in the Japanese shippo for tail. So tail break, aim for. But I think to specify it to cut sounds a bit more natural. So if you want, we can just press R to get over to here. Keep pressing B to delete here. Press shi, tsu, make it small by this button, boop. Then go to ho, make it po by pressing this twice. And then predictive text shippo. Press no, press plus, and then we want shippo no kiri, I guess. It's probably a little bit unnatural, but it definitely makes sense, the purport of the sentence. And then select this one here. Shippo no kiri o narao. You could have shippo no o kiritai desu if you know Japanese, but that's going to serve you well. Okay, so we'll go ahead and delete all of that. That's some ways to specify particular breaks or cuts that you would like. Next generic sentence we could put in is like you want to capture the monster. So if you want to specify that in the title, go ho, ka, ku, there. And then you could do something like shi, ta, i. Capture I want to do, literally. Hokaku shitai. Okay, so that's for I want to capture. Next up, maybe you want to do one of the super deviants, the end level deviants. Now you can make this pretty simple by just putting in a single word. It's enough information to communicate what's going on, as long as you've obviously put in the other options, like the name of the monster and that it is a deviant quest, or indeed the deviant name in the pre-made options. For super, you want to do this one, then you want to do this one, press this to make it half size, and then press this one. Cho. The predictive text isn't coming up with the single character, annoyingly. So what we could do, if we can't find it, oh, here's the character. This is what it looks like. So it seems to be in the third page along the predictive text. You could go along and select this one with your A button, or you can just go simply to the first option that it came up with, this one, and you could delete the first two. The option is yours. So simply putting that means super, that specifies that something super, some super quest, and the language that they use, you only ever come across super in regards to deviants, so it should make sense. If I press that to confirm it, you're going to be specifying the target here anyway, so this is the Dread King, so super Dread King, yeah, okay. Alright, the next scenario, let's say you want to do a turns room. In Japanese they've got something called Z order, so it's like, if you remember on the DS, the bottom screen, if it's a full lobby, you've got 4 panels for the player names. So the person in the top left, then top right, bottom left, bottom right. If it's in that order, it's a Z shape, so they say Z order. If you want that sort of lobby, you can go Z, press plus, and then you can go back to hiragana here and just put shi, press this one once, press this one once again, and then press that, jun, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. Simply putting that in is enough information for that. Okay, now the last thing that I could see that is very, very necessary actually for naming lobbies is when it comes to fatalis. Fatalis is annoying because when you go to specify you're a monster, there's only one option for fatalis, which is meant to cover the 3 of them. So putting fatalis in here is your first step, but unfortunately you can't specify in that menu. So to save yourself a lot of time from people jumping in and jumping out because the one that they're after is not posted, you can put in the names of the different colors, yeah? So first thing you want to do is go to this one here. This brings up the katakana syllabary, which is often used, it's the other phonetic syllabary alongside hiragana here, but this one's used specifically for spelling out things like borrow words or animal names, or in this case monster names. Okay, so what we're going to do in Japanese, the name for fatalis is Miraboreas, I think. Miraboreasu, yes. And the interesting thing is, normal black one is Miraboreas, but crimson is Mirabarukan, which sounds like Vulcan, and white is Mirarutsu. You'll notice that the 3 names start with Mira, so we can omit that altogether and just type in the last part of their names to specify. It's something that is very commonly done. You see that a lot. Alright, so if you want to specify that it's a black fatalis, you could maybe just make the quest with the generic pre-made, but I always like to specify, so go boreasu, so type that one, press that once, type this one, su, boreasu, then press plus, and that's going to be black fatalis. Crimson, we're going to put in Vulcan, that one, ru, ka, plus, there you go, barukan. And then lastly, we just want rutsu, ru, this one, and then this one. Make sure not to confuse this one with this one because they look very similar. The tsu particle here, it looks a bit more vertically inclined. That's how you can memorize that one. And that's going to specify that it's a white fatalis room. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all of the shorthand naming schemes that you could probably ever want. But if you think of something, don't make it too specific. If there's something that you could foresee is really useful and I've overlooked it here, make sure to just ask in the comments below. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully it is helpful to you. If you found it helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down of course. And yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. We'll see you in the next one. It's RFG signing out for now. Goodbye.